Hey, good afternoon, fellow YouTube viewers. This is Craig Smith here with Let's Draw on Something Extra. I'm gonna edit the description of what I was talking about, but yes, I state in the title, um, improve yourself in 2020 with the opposite sex. Okay. I had read something. Matter of fact, I found out something, and I'm not gonna say who or say names or anything, but I found out about a gentleman who I used to work with. Um, had got arrested. Okay, and what he was charged with was just freaking baffling. Excuse me, and it leads me to question. It's like, okay, what led him to do what he can? What led him to do what he was doing? Okay, one of the charges was, and so he had three charges. The two of them that stood out was harassment, and the worst of all, aggravated stalking. Okay, and if you look up your laws, depending on what state you're in, whether you're, I know in New Mexico's, mainly here in Tennessee and in Mississippi, aggravated stalking is considered a fucking felony. All right, excuse my language, but it's considered it. Aggravated stalking is not considered is a felony. It can lead up to, depending on the severity of it, between a misdemeanor and or a felony. Okay, and if you are charged with that, that's automatically up almost about 2 to 10 years in jail max. The minimum is 2 years, but the max is 10, depending on the severity. Let me tell you this. The reason why I brought this up is this. If we all, as far as saying as ladies, as to all the ladies and the gentlemen out there, if you find yourself going to be getting ready to be in this route, when you're pursuing, like, felt like us ladies, if you're, if a man is pursuing you or vice versa, if a woman pursuing you or whatever and whatnot, and or let's just do one better. If a man, like, ladies, if a man who show interest in you, comes up to you and you tell him, "Hey, I'm not interested. Thank you for showing that you are, but I'm not interested. I'm not interested right now." Okay, fellas, you expect when she tell you that, just say okay and leave it alone. Ladies, the same thing. When the man tells you the same thing, leave on, just let it go and just move on. I mean, if you want to just, after that, if you want to be cordial to them, just be cordial. I mean, I do it. You know, I used to when a woman tell me I'm not interested, I'm like this. Hey, okay, well, your loss, your loss, hey, your loss will be somebody else's gain. That's the way it should be looked at. But if you gotta, but I'm talking to the men, both men, ladies, and the men that want to show interest in the female, in the opposite sex. If you can't take that fucking rejection that well, then something is seriously wrong with you. That don't mean you gotta stalk them or harass them or do all that. It's something seriously wrong. You have to be seriously, you got to be seriously fucked up in the head to do something like that. Now, now some people that I mean, I do know, like, for example, like said person was saying, like, you know, they do that toward women because they were done wrong by women in the past. Look, if you gotta, if ladies, if you gotta mistreat a man, a good man that's interested in you because a fuck boy did you wrong, and fellas, if you gotta start treating a good woman that you show interest in, or she likes you, you got to start treating her like shit because of a fuck girl that had done you wrong. You don't need. Here's the thing. You don't need to be with anybody. Period. Point blank. You don't need to be in no damn relationship. The only relationship you need to work on. You need to work on a relationship with yourself first and foremost. Find out what's up with you. Okay. That's the wrong route to go. If you have ladies, fellas, if you have been mistreated by a woman or a man, don't let that don't let that put in a vengeful spirit or hatred towards the opposite sex. Oh, with man, well, she mistreated me because she wouldn't go out on a date with me, or she wouldn't give me no pussy. So I'm gonna start, because hey, if one like that, all of them like that. No, not necessarily all of them like that. If a man or a woman mistreats you all, don't fuck with them anymore. And that it is also not in your place to just go on this little vengeful path towards other women or other men. Okay, there's this person known as karma, and you know that what they say about karma can be a bitch. Let her handle the fuck boys and the fuck girls that did y'all wrong. That's not your job. And plus, it's not in the content of your character to become a fuck boy or a fuck girl yourself. That's a double-edged sword. That's catch 20. That ain't right. If you're getting ready to be in a relationship, if you want to pursue a woman, guys, ladies, if a man is pursuing you, no matter how good they are, don't mistreat them. And mainly, first of all, you're going to start working. You got to work on yourself. If you fit, because if you have that in your mind that all men are a bunch of fuck boys and all women are a bunch of fuck girls, you really need to talk to somebody. Matter of fact, hell, you need to go see a shrink. You shouldn't be like that. I'm pretty sure your moms and dads didn't raise you to be that way. I know mine didn't. I know I didn't. I wasn't raised to mistreat anybody. Hey, I was mistreated by my own family members. But but am I? But the way I kill them, and yeah, I'm not saying any who the family members are. They know who they are. You know, well, I'll just put it like this: one passed away 2 years ago, and I've gone on record. I've went on my show, and I went on shout out to him, Jimmy J Smooth, the Jimmy J Smooth Network, when I talked about that. I seen him mistreat my mother plenty of times, but then women I would date, they would always say, "Oh, well, you just like your dad." First of all, and that's another thing that ladies and fellas, you're gonna have to stop doing. Stop comparing ice cream to horse manure. Okay. In other words, let's say for example, if I'm with a woman, okay, and a woman start treating me like shit, I'm not gonna bust out and tell her, "Man, you just like your mama." I don't know her mama. When she started mistreating me, that's if you have a sign of being mistreated, getting ready to get mistreated, that's a cue for you to leave. It's like you're not. It's like if you're, people. It's like when you go over somebody's house and they decide to go out their damn way to make you not feel welcome or at home. When a woman or man mistreats you that way, guess what? That's your sign to just get up and leave. Hey, you're not welcome. You're not welcome in their life. Fuck them. You don't care about hey, you just fuck them, forget them. If you got to be on that, if you all have to be at that level, like I said, if you're gonna be on the verge, like if a woman, fellas, if a woman don't show no fucking interest in you, leave them the fuck alone. Period. Ladies, same point. I'm saying it again. If you got to get to that level, to excuse the background, if you got to get to that level to start harassing somebody or stalking or whatever, you really need some serious fucking help. You really need a serious G check. You need to do a serious G check about yourself. You need to go see a damn shrink first and foremost. It's nothing wrong with seeing a psychiatrist. It is nothing wrong with that. So I'm pretty sure whether at your job, if some of y'all are too damn proud to take advantage of your benefits, That's what they there for. That's what you got them for. I know my last job worked at FedEx. Hell, I took advantage of it when I had anger management. When I was going through a shitty ass divorce. And you want to talk about shitty? It was just with you. So depend on who you believe, or on the other side of the fence's case, depend on what was pre-programmed from the back of their brain to come out of their mouth for them to believe, for the other person to believe, unknown, but not knowing that the fact that they know, but that the real truth has been put out there about what went on. Okay, hell, I had to talk to a psychiatrist about what was going on about that, and put a whole lot of things in perspective. And the bottom line to that, and make a long story short, the bottom line to that was they weren't used to nothing. See, I can tell the story now. I was staying in Huntsville. Hey, my last job, I was up there in Huntsville at Centos. I had went to see specialist, a psychiatrist. Told her what all was going on in the downward spiral of my marriage. And the bottom line was, it just seemed like that my ex-wife at the time, my wife at the time, was a person that was not appreciative of anything, and with the son, who I've talked about plenty of times on here, and her son not having his actual father in his life, wasn't used to nothing either. So I was dealing with a person that wasn't really used to nothing, and wasn't appreciative of a lot of things later on in life. She was just bizarre. So in other words, she was just fucking crazy. Just gonna put it out there like that. That's what I was dealing with. But I knew when it was time to leave, and we're cordial to this day. You know, I mean, anybody that turned down the opportunity to go to Japan for paid for out of their pocket, then you're gonna get paid and get per diem plus some. Anytime you got an opportunity to go to Japan for some job training for 3 fucking weeks, and you turn that down to stick to another little remedial ass job that's not gonna pay you for training, your morals and your perspective is entirely effed up. Okay. But anyway, if you got it, but both y'all, males and females and males, vice versa. If you got to feel the need, you got to stalk some damn body or whatever. You don't need to be with that person, period. You need to have a talk with a specialist. Two things. You need to evaluate yourself. Well, make three. You need to evaluate yourself. You need to talk to a specialist. And mainly, I never don't get religious on here or anything. You need to talk to God. Have a silent conversation with God. Whether you in the car one day, whether you at home, believe me, when I was married and the shit I was dealing with my wife at the time, I stayed having conversations with God. To myself silently. I have a special relationship with Him, and I suggest other folks get to do the same. I need to improve yourself, but you all need 2020 for everybody. You all need to really improve yourself as to how you're going to start handling the opposite sex. At times, hey, I don't take rejection well. The young, immature me, I didn't, but now I'm older. I just say, you know what? Hey, you're not interested. Fuck, bye. Your loss. When I couldn't take rejection well, hey, I was a little vengeful. I was a vengeful old fuck, but I didn't get to, but I wasn't vengeful to the point where I would constantly be stalking somebody or harass somebody. There were subtle little things that I would, that subtle little things that I would do that I would make it my business to hurt them. whether it's reputation or if it, physically hurt them or whatever. I'm not gonna go into detail about that. And no, I ain't never put my hands on a female. Never. We all, as men, as human beings, as I'm speaking as a man myself, and I speak for all, I speak for not only just for the females, but for the males as well. We all gonna have to start improving ourselves when we're dealing with the opposite sex. If we get rejected, that's fine and good. They loss was gonna be somebody else's gain. And then sometimes it's best that you do be by yourself. You know, but it's hard for, but and what angers me is the fact that it's hard for, us guys to be by ourselves, and let alone what us, most of the ladies, especially the ladies, it's hard for them to be by themselves, meaning they got their own stuff, like they can't, meaning it's just them, no children to take care of or nothing. But now we live in a world where every woman we meet has, every woman that we meet has either child or children. And I've expressed my neutrality on dating a woman with a child. I'm neutral about that. That's some scary shit. It come, sometimes it's it's a good thing, and at times it's a bad thing because you gotta worry about all the access baggage that's outside of that, like baby daddy issues and everything else. And really, you got to worry about the mom of the child because sometimes she used to they own she used to own shit, doing shit her own way. Uh, we all have to start improving ourselves as us as men, and along with you ladies. 2020, you all need to make your business and improve yourself. Handle rejection. Start taking no for an answer. Hey, I'm not out. That's fine. I'm glad Hey, glad you must have said something, but I'm not interested. Say okay, move on. If they choose to be cordial with you, fine. If they don't want to choose to be cordial with you, they choose that. If they choose, they do have a right. They have a freedom of choice. If they choose not to fuck with you, that's fine. Don't force yourself on somebody. There's a thing called distance. But if you have to go out your way just to find yourself, you have to go out your way to stalk somebody and harass somebody or whatever. You deserve the punishment that's coming to you, and that's the bottom line to that. Don't get it in your mind to do some more dumbass shit like that, stalking and everybody else, because that's not right. And don't mistreat the opposite sex, because let me tell you something: hurt people hurt other people. And the bad thing about when hurt people be hurting good people, they don't fucking care. So if you got the urge to hurt somebody because somebody hurt you, guess what? You really need to talk to somebody before you do. Because everything, all your training, as far as excuse me, all your training starts from home. How you supposed to treat somebody? Fellas, just because a woman did you dirty, that don't mean you got to start treating every other woman dirty. Ladies, just because a man that fucked you over and did you dirty, that really, and this specific for y'all ladies, that really don't mean you start doing another good man dirty. If man or woman do either one of y'all dirty, guess what? Let karma take care of that, and you move on about yourself. Move on by and improve yourself. It's all about distance. It's all about what you have to do, and you have to improve yourself as an individual when it comes to handling the opposite sex. So in closing, I'll say this: working on improving yourself. Coming up next month, beginning next month. It'll help you. Don't resort to no fuck shit, and let alone don't become part of the fuck shit. Because there's too much shit going on out here with all these little fuck girls and fuck boys and whatnot, for you all to start becoming one yourself. So improve yourself, as far as you want to handle your opposite sex, improve yourself. Start improving yourself. Start working on yourself. Effective immediately. I know I am. Because a lot of people think that I'm happy about a lot of things. I'm not a happy person. Inside, I'm not happy. I'm happy I got a job, but inside, I got a lot of struggles going on. And with my internal struggles, I know how to keep my internal struggles internal at home. And I advise y'all do the same thing. So with that being said, leave comments, everything in the video. It's Craig Smith. I'm out.